All right. Okay, people who want to join in the middle of the session, they can join. What is it all? So let me just open the notepad. Were you guys able to create users, groups, and roles?
Sorry, sir, we cannot hear you.
I was just saying, were you guys able to create users, groups, and roles?
Yeah, yes.
You guys are okay, right? These concepts are good, right?
Yeah, good, sir.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. Today is the day 5. So let me just rename the training, because from today we'll be learning more technical details in any of the concept that we are going to deal with. Okay. Service now training. Now this includes administration plus development plus ITSM plus scripting plus integrations. We will be dealing these sections one by one. Okay. All right. Now you already know how the platform works. You already know, in order to work as a ServiceNow developer, you need to use one browser. In that browser, the ServiceNow is offering one unique URL for your environment. That URL will be given to you. As a developer, you will hit that URL, and then you will enter your username and password, and then you can log in. And then you can log in. Right. This is the way you can work inside the ServiceNow environment. You will be getting credentials for dev environment. You will be getting credentials for test environment. You will be getting credentials for production environment as well. 3 different environments, 3 different credentials you will get. Credentials. That means username and password. By using that, you can log in. Now, I can segregate the whole ServiceNow development, the whole ServiceNow development into 2 sections. What are they? One which is client-side development, the second one which is server-side development. In other technologies, these components are separate. You need to use either HTML, CSS, JavaScript in order to do this client-side stuff. You need to learn Java, Python, Ruby, PHP, any other technology in order to do this server-side development. Since ServiceNow is the platform, because ServiceNow is the platform, these 2 sides of development, namely client-side development and server-side development, you will do within the instance only. Both you will do within the instance only. And when we were talking about the 3-tier architecture, we have one more side as well, that is database side. Even that database also included in this platform. That means anything you want to develop, you need to log in to these instances. And then if you wanted to learn the whole development, you need to learn this client-side development versus server-side development. When I say client-side means browser side. Browser side. Just keep it in your mind. Whenever someone says client-side development, you need to understand it is browser-side development. Whenever someone says server-side development, that is your database side. That's it. Only two components, either client-side development or server-side development. There will be lot of development artifacts. I can call it as artifacts. Artifacts or concepts or components. These are synonyms for this concept. We'll be learning all the concepts which fall under client-side development, all the concepts which fall under server-side development as well. Right. Today, we'll start with client-side development. Client-side development. Right. As a developer, what is your duty? You need to implement a functionality. You will get the requirements from the client. Those will be converted into the stories. If you don't know what is story, what is sprint, what is backlog, what is a retrospective meeting, what is Scrum, you can simply go to YouTube and then just type agile methodology used in software. This is common to every other technology. Agile methodology. Agile methodology means which is one of the software models used in order to build, develop, and deploy the application. Agile methodology. We have some other methodologies as well, like waterfall model. Earlier, people used to use that waterfall model in order to build a software. Slowly, people found out a lot of issues with that waterfall model. They migrated from waterfall to agile methodology. Agile methodology in simple terms, I can call it as divide and rule. Divide and rule. That means a large or the huge volume of work can be segregated into small tasks, and then those tasks will be assigned to the developers. Once the development work is done, the testing team will come into picture. Once they test that, then those functionalities will be deployed to the production environment. That means dividing a huge or big task into multiple tasks and then giving it to the development team. And this is a parallel development as well. That means there is no dependency of the second task on the first task. For example, if you have 10 tasks, 10 tasks to be done, 10 tasks, or you can also call it 10 stories to be done. A story which is nothing but which has all the requirement details. What is to be implemented, how is to be implemented. This is collected from the stakeholder or the client. Now, these 10 tasks can be developed parallelly. Parallelly. That means there is no dependency. Even though if there is a dependency, we will still continue developing these pieces. Whereas if you take waterfall model, this is not two words, only one word, waterfall model. This is like there is a lot of dependency. That means if 5 tasks are there, they'll do that in a sequential order, task by task. That means there is a lot of time which will be wasted by using this waterfall model. These are all methodologies in order to develop a software product. In ServiceNow, 99% we will use agile methodology. And then we have one more methodology called Kanban. Kanban is more or less similar to this agile methodology only, but a bit improved version of agile methodology. Either agile methodology or Kanban methodology can be used even in ServiceNow in order to develop, deploy the applications or the functionalities that you build. All right. Now let me start with client-side development. As I already told you, client-side development means on the browser side development. Browser side, whatever you build, that will come under client side. Now, in this client side development, what are the components that we are going to deal with? Or what are the concepts that we are going to deal with? The first and foremost, or the important concept is UI policies. UI policies. This is important. UI policies goes with UI policy actions. And second important component which comes under client side development is client scripts. Client scripts. And then we'll be talking about client side APIs. Using those APIs, you will write whatever the code that is required for your functionality. Right. Once these components are done, slowly we will be learning the UI pages, UI, macros, everything. That comes under the next phase of it. Okay. In order to learn these three, you need to learn some other components as well. Those are form layout or form design. And then we have like table. You need to know how this table is working. And then there is one component called all. I'll be showing you how it is looking like, where you can see all the configuration of that particular table. And then you need to learn related list. This is also given importance. Okay. These all components will be seen one by one. And once we complete this client-side development, we will be going to the server-side development. In the server-side development, what are the components that we are going to cover? Let me just write it down. There will be much more concepts we'll be discussing while we discuss one or the other concept here. Okay. Here I'm just mentioning for your understanding or for your idea, but we'll be discussing a lot more than this day by day. Okay. We'll be dealing with business rules. We'll be dealing with scripting flows. And we'll be dealing with data policies. And then we have what we call inbound actions. We have workflows, how you can implement workflows. And then we have what we call the script actions. We'll learn script actions. And then much more. We'll be dealing one by one. If you learn all these components well, you can do any sort of development within the ServiceNow platform. Be it is any module, be it is ITSM, be it is ITBM or ITOM or ITAM or service portal, any sort of work, if you wanted to do within the platform, you need to learn, you need to have that hold on this concept first. Why this is important? Let me give you one analogy. For example, if Jyoti wants to prepare a recipe in her house, maybe that recipe, I can call it as maybe she wanted to prepare one pizza. If she wanted to prepare a pizza, she needs to gather all the ingredients which are required to prepare that pizza, right? Then only she can prepare edible pizza or eatable pizza. Otherwise, no one can eat it. So, in order to prepare that pizza, what Jyoti will do? Jyoti will go to the nearest local shop and then she will purchase all the ingredients which are required for that pizza, and then she will prepare it. Now, these all are your ingredients to, to implement your functionality. That means requirement is your pizza. She wanted to eat a pizza. That means client wanted to implement a functionality. If client wanted you to implement a functionality, what you will need? You will need all these concepts. Why you need all these concepts? Because they'll give you the problem statement. You need to provide them the solution. If you don't understand these concepts, how can you provide a solution? Correct? If you know what are the ingredients that are required for that pizza, then only you can prepare that pizza. Otherwise, no. Right? If you, for example, if you are understanding that problem statement, you are providing a solution, then client will listen to you. Okay, in order to implement this functionality, this much time is required. These many developers are required. This much effort is required. That will be understood by the client only when you know how these components work. And then using those components, how to prepare that pizza, how to prepare that, how to implement that functionality. That you need to know. That's the reason why if you have the hold on all of this concept, you will be providing the better solution to the client. The client may ask you sometimes the easy recipe like the straightforward requirement. You can use any of these components and you can build it. Sometimes the client may ask you very complex requirement. That means very time consuming or else very complicated process which is being involved in preparing that functionality. At that time, you need to have the hold on this, all of this concept, not just one. If you have that hold in your mind, you can provide the solution spontaneously, and then later on, you can develop the functionality and then you can demonstrate as well. So that is the importance of these components. Are you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Today, we'll be seeing that. Let me just log into my instance. It's still being okay now. Okay. What I'll do, see, we have only two views in ServiceNow. Only two views. One view is a list view. Other view is form view. That means what? Either we are working on the form view or we are working on the list view. How these views are coming from? These are coming from a table, right? I've already told you ServiceNow is all about table-driven architecture. If you know this architecture well, I'll be discussing this architecture not extensively, but I'll be giving a lot of stuff which is required to understand this schema, how these table relationships are there within the platform, so that you will be having that understanding in your mind. But high level or the in detailed technical details about this architecture is not required for you as a developer. Okay. Now you have the table, and I can also call it as everything in ServiceNow is a record. Is a record in a table. Is a record in a table. You already know what is table, what is record, what is field. A field means simply a column in your Excel sheet. A record means the horizontal row is a record. Table, you already know, collection of rows and columns is a table. Right. Now, if you ask me what we need to do if any requirement is coming, how to analyze the requirement, how to analyze the requirement. first you need to understand either it falls under client side or server side. Server side. First you need to define that. Which piece of component I use in order to build this functionality. That you need to know first. The second one, there are a lot of alternatives to each concept. That means what? If you wanted to build that functionality given by the client, you have one or two options. Either you can use, for example, let me give you one example. You can build the functionality using UI policies or client scripts. Then you are in a dilemma, which one to use. That's where ServiceNow is giving the best practices. Best practices to build the functionality. That you need to know. We'll be discussing what are the best practices. Once the client-side development is done, we'll be discussing about client-side best practices. Once the server-side whole section is done, then we'll be discussing the best practices. You need to think about these best practices as well. Now, you need to understand how much time is required to build this. And you need to understand the effort. Effort means how many members. Man versus hours estimation is required. And then, okay, once the functionality is built, you need to follow the code review best practices. Or else just simply call it as code review. For example, if you're writing one code which is deviating ServiceNow best practices, then you need to review your code. If you don't review, what will happen? This will be broken. When new upgrade happens on your instance, right? Then again, you need to implement that functionality. That's the reason why your code should be very robust enough, clear enough. And then once you deliver it, and then deliver the implementation or the functionality that you implemented. These are the things you need to keep in mind if you develop any sort of requirement within the ServiceNow. Okay. Now I'm going to my instance. Let me talk about ITSM as well, so that it will be helpful. Okay. In our the whole training, we'll be discussing all the ITSM, IT service management. Right? IT service management. What is IT service management? Within the IT, if you wanted to do this service management, then we will go for ServiceNow ITSM. Within the IT, in an organization, who are the resources? Employees, right? Employees are the main resources in order to generate the revenue. This ITSM application is built in such a way that it has 5 major applications. 5 major applications. You need to learn these 5 major applications. What are those? Incident management. Incident management. The second one is problem management. Third one, which is change management. And then knowledge management. And then fifth one, which is request management. You can also call this as service catalog. If you learn these 5 applications within ITSM, along with our server side versus client side, you will be good enough to deal with any sort of requirements. This will take time. This will take you around 2 months of your time in order to excel in all of these areas. Okay. Now, for this incident management, what is the table? Backend name of the table? Incident. For problem, backend name is problem. change underscore request, and then knowledge, which is kb underscore knowledge. Similarly, this has sc underscore request, one more table sc underscore req underscore item, one more table sc underscore task. These are all the tables, the backend names of the tables. Why I'm writing this? Because you need to remember. Of course, you don't need to remember, but when you work on this application multiple times, you will be remembering these tables as well. Okay. Now, if I go to my application navigator, what I'm doing, incident.list. That means that's the shortcut in order to open a list view. Now this is my list view. You see, all of these vertical ones are columns. All of these horizontal ones are rows. Each is a cell. This is my table name. Right? Let me talk about this UI in order to understand. See, on the extreme left, you have list controls. This is a list view, right? You have list controls. Like this list view can be opened in different views. For example, if I choose major incidents, then major incidents view will be open. If I go to the portal view will be open. That means one list has different views. Similarly, form will also be having different views. We'll be talking about that. And then filters. If you wanted to apply some sort of filters, those will be listed here. For example, active. Only active incidents will be coming. For example, the filter is like active assigned to me. The tickets assigned to me will be displayed here like that. Third one, group by. If you wanted to group, let me just go to the default view. Okay. And then group by active. Then this will be grouped by the active false, active true. That means segregating all of the records by using a filter, right? Similarly, filters assigned to me, nothing. See, when I applying filter, you'll be seeing something here, right? See, all active true assigned to system administrator. This is called breadcrumb. This is called breadcrumb. Breadcrumb is simply nothing but your filter. That's it, nothing else. How can you apply this filter in a different way? See, there is one funnel icon here. Click on this. Now you see the filter is open. For example, I wanted to get all the priority 1 incidents. Priority is critical, and then there is a run button, right? Run it. Only priority 1 incidents will be shown. This is your breadcrumb. When you, for example, if you wanted to use this logical AND, priority is 1 and state is new, then run it. Only 2 incidents. That means in your incident table, you are segregating your records by giving these filters. These are your breadcrumbs. When you give more filters, these breadcrumbs will be opening like this. If you wanted to remove one condition, you can remove it like this, like this. If you click all, everything will be coming back. Okay, just for your understanding. And then show. That means if you wanted to show how many records per page, 100 records per page, yes, you can show it. If you wanted to show only 10 records per page, page means the browser page. Okay, you can do that as well. Only 10 incidents. See, 1 to 10. And then refresh list. If you wanted to refresh the list, you can do that. These are all self-explanatory. If you wanted to create a favorite, you can do that. You can apply your filter and then you can make it favorite, and you can apply the color and then this, what we call the icon as well to your filter. For example, I wanted to make active is true. I wanted to run it. Now I wanted to make this as favorite. Yes, I can do that. Under favorites, you will be seeing that. Where exactly you see this? This favorites. Once you create that, favorites will be added automatically to your customization, to your logged in page. There you can get your favorite. And similarly, see, there is one icon here, which is, what do you want to see? See, NLQ supported by AI. This is the new feature. You won't use it much, but if you wanted to learn, you can just learn it by going to the documentation. And then on the right hand side, this is personalize your columns. See this? Personalized list columns. If you wanted to see, right now, these are all the columns available in your table, but only these columns are available. Why? Because you have selected this. If you wanted to remove some of the columns to be displayed, do like this, those columns will be removed. Like that, you can personalize your list column. The important point you need to understand here is, whatever the customization that you do here using this gear button, that will be applicable to your logged in user. For example, if Jyoti logged in as a user, only this will be applied to Jyoti. Rest everybody else can see the default view. See, here at the bottom you can see reset to column defaults. If you do that, then this will be reset to the column default. By default, everyone will be seeing the default column. But if you want to personalize, maybe I want only 4 columns here. Someone else wants, say, 8 columns, then they can personalize it. Okay. And then see, these are all records, right? These are all records. And then this is your list context menu. This is your list header. See this? This is your list header. And then when you click on this list header, you will be opening one context menu. This I call it as list context menu. And this is a search. You can put the column and then what are the column that you are putting here, and you can search it. For example, if you are putting assignment group, that assignment group value, if you enter, and then you can search. If you press enter in your keyboard, that will be searched. For example, if you put your number, copy this number, and then you can put it, and then you can search it. This is just a search. And then if you wanted to create a new record, these are all existing records, right? 67 existing records. If you wanted to create new, click on this new button. Then what will be happening? One form will be happening. One form will be created. Say this. One form will be created. Form means, you need to understand, form is your record in a table, right? One form is one record. When I click on that new, this will be open. Right. Now when you open, since this is out of the box table, right? This incident is out of the box table, you will be able to see all the columns which are created in the table: number, caller, category, subcategory, all this stuff. And when you scroll down, these are all form sections. So these are all form sections. Okay. Now, if you right click on the form header, this is the form header. See, this is list view, this is form view, only 2 views. When you right click on the header, there is one option called configure. See this? In this configure, see, these are all your development components. Some are from client side development, some are from server side development. See, form design, form layout, related list, all table. And then client scripts, UI policies comes under client side development. Whereas security rules, business rules, data policies, UI action notifications, and dictionary comes under server side development. Even dictionary is also at the platform level. Okay, we'll be talking about this today. Right? Now, let me just go to the table. First, we'll be saying how you can create a table exactly like this incident, and then from there you will be understanding this stuff. Okay, now what I'll do, in order to create a new table in ServiceNow, what you need to do, you need to just type table in your application navigator, and when you scroll down under system, a definition, you will find tables. Click on this tables. Okay. As of now, 5102 tables are there in this instance, which are coming out of the box created by ServiceNow. If you wanted to create your own custom table, then click on this new. Everything is a configuration and ServiceNow. Okay. Now we are saying how to create a table, how to create a custom table. Why I'm calling it as custom table? See, we have two types of tables in ServiceNow. The first one is system table. System tables, or you can also call it as base tables. The second one, which is custom table. System tables, custom table. System table means whatever the table that ServiceNow has already created in the instance and then shipping as part of your ITSM license, those are called system tables created by ServiceNow. Then what is custom table? Created by you. Created by either developer or administrator. These are the two guys who will be creating custom tables. Nobody else can create custom tables, right? Either developer or administrator. Now, system tables, ServiceNow has already given the backend names. For example, incident, problem, those are created by ServiceNow. If any table that is being created by either administrator or developer will be prefixed with u underscore. That means, for example, if you are creating a student table, your backend name will be looking like u underscore student. You are creating parent table, u underscore parent. That we are saying. Now see, I wanted to create a new table. I need to give the label. For example, I need to create a student table. Now, I'm just giving the label. The backend name will automatically be generated by ServiceNow. That means see, u underscore student. This will be prefixed with u underscore, and then whatever the label that you are giving, that will be appended here. Now, there is one option called extends table. For now, forget about it. This will require a lot of other concepts to be dealt. When we are discussing OOPS concept, then I'll be telling you what is extends. On the right side, see, you will be seeing application as global. Why? Because everything that you are doing under the global scope. This is read only, you cannot change. Now you see, create module, create mobile module. What is create module? See, if I go here, for example, this system definition is your application menu. These are all modules, right? If you wanted to create a module, see, to your table, then you need to check this. That your table will be created as a module, and that will be available under this application navigate. Now, add module to the menu. For example, if you wanted this module to be added to any of the existing tables, then you can use. For example, if you wanted to add this module to the incident application menu, you can do that by selecting. Since I don't want to attach it to any other application menu, I'm making it as empty. And then, what is the application menu name you need to provide? I'm just providing. Probably I'll do that. Narayana College. Under this Narayana College application menu, I'm creating the student module. Let me just save it. In order to save it, either you can click on the submit or right click on the formatter and then save it. Okay, either way you can do that. Now what is happening? Your table is created. See this? What is the name of your table? U underscore student. This is just a label, human readable. This is your actual name of the table. Try to understand the difference. This is just the label. This is your backend name of the table. Just like how scientists are understanding the entities of the species with a scientific name, right? Exactly like this. This is your backend table. This is your label. For all the humankind, we are just calling as humans. But if you ask humans, how do you call? Like if you ask scientists, how do you call a humankind? They will be giving like Homo sapiens, some sort of scientific name. That name is your backend name. This is just label. This is just your backend. Now, when I create this table, my table is created. When you scroll down, see this? There are 6 fields which are created automatically. Created by, updated by, updates, and then sys. These 6 fields are called as system fields. By default, 6 fields will be created by the system automatically. Those fields are called as system fields. Those is what are they? Created by, updated by sys, and then sysmod count, right? What is the other field? Updates. Yeah, that's the sysmod count is the backend name, but updates. What are these fields? Created means who created the record. I'm sorry. Created means when is created, or when the record is created. When the record is created, it is indicating the time. It is indicating the time. Just a second. When the record is created, this is who created the record. Updated means when the record is updated. That information it is capturing. Who updated the record. These are very important to understand. And what is sys? Sys is a 32-bit alphanumeric code given to each record. If you take a table having 1 lakh records, for each record, a unique ID is generated. That ID is sys or system ID. Update means how many times that particular record or field is updated. These are the 6 default fields created by the system only. Okay, now see, these are created, and then you can see that the label, the column label, and then the type, which is the data type. Either it is string data type or date time data type, integer for numbers. And then the reference, if it is a reference, that is not a reference, so empty. Then max length of the characters that you are giving, and then display true or false. Now, let me just refresh this. When I go to my all, I'll just type Narayana. See this? Narayana application menu is created, under which my module called students. When I open this, now you see, this is your table, right? This is your column. Let me just get all of my fields. These are 6 system fields, right? Created by system. And my table is empty. No records are getting displayed. Why? I haven't created any data, any records. Now, I wanted to create, let me just go to my, now see, let me just go to the tables again quickly. And then open the tables and the system definition. Where is my table? Which is student table. How can I search? always use star. Star is a wildcard search. If you use star, system will be understanding whatever the keyword that you are entering, that names will be found out. Contains. I'm just using student. My student table is coming. I'm opening my student table. Now I would like to create more columns. How can I create? Either I can click on this new button or I can directly enter here. Okay. I wanted to create student name. Okay. I would like to give this as string field. Data type is string. Wanted to give the length as 40. And then parent name. This is my column. This is also again string. Wanted to give length as 40. I wanted to give the address, student address. This is again string. And then string. I'm giving 40. This I can increase a bit. Probably I can give 100. Fine. I have created 3 fields. Let me just create a number field, student fee. I'll just give as integer because it's a number field, right? I need to enter the numbers here. Maybe 10 digits I can enter. I'll just use student class. What I'll give? I'll give choice. Or maybe I can give length as 40. That's it. Now let me save it. Okay, these are 6 default fields created by system, and then I have created few other fields for my table. Now, if I go here, let me just get all of my fields created like this. Now you see. Now what I'll do, I'll just rearrange this just to make the proper order. Student name, parent name, student address, student class, student fee, and the student address. This. Now I wanted to enter the data, right? I'll click on this new button. Now you see student name, for example, Mr. X. Student class. I haven't given any class choice value. That's the reason why it's not showing. I'll just enter. Let me just enter Ramesh. Okay, this is student fee. Okay, that's the reason why it is not accepted. Student fee, and maybe I can enter 50,000. Student name. This is not arranged properly. Okay, try to bear with me. Ramesh. Parent name is Rajesh. Address is Hyderabad. And then class I haven't selected. I'm submitting. Now, if you go back your list view, now you see this is your record, right? Ramesh record is father name, class, fee, Hyderabad. That means you have created your table that you can see in the URL as well. U underscore student, and then you are entering the data in your table in the form of records. Now, let me just open this. See, when I look at this form, this is not looking good, right? I have to arrange it. Now, what you need to do? Click on this form, right? Form header, right click, form header, and then configure. Then go to this, either form layout or form design. Go to your form design. This is the place where form design is the place where you can design your form. See, this is looking very odd. When you go to the table and then giving all the field values and you're entering, this is not good. That's the reason why ServiceNow is giving one more option to design your form. See, here this is an interface that you can use very easily, right? And you can you can just arrange the fields, just drag and drop. You don't need to code anything in order to prepare a form. If you take Python or Java, or not Python either. If you take React.js or any front-end technologies, you need 100 lines of code in order to prepare this form. But in ServiceNow, we can do it within seconds. Okay. Now what I do, parent name, I would like to place it here. Student class here, and then this here. Probably I would like to make this as one column. Let me just save it. Go back and then refresh. Now this is looking a bit more better, right? Since this is address, it is taking more space. And then I need to give the choice values for this class, this get button, and then create choices with none. You need to enter like this: class 10th, class 11th, class 12th, and then close it and then save it. Now you see your choice values are created like this. Like that. If you give this form access to the management of the school, then they'll enter the data like this, right? The data will be stored in your table in the form of list view. Right? If you wanted to navigate to your table quickly, how can you navigate? U underscore student dot list, and your table view will be open. Right. When you go here, you need to understand form design, form layout, all, table, and then related list. Okay. Now you have already seen what is form design. See, here you can see your table, whatever the table you are working on, you can switch as well. And then views, like how we have list views, one list, different views. Similarly, form has different views. For example, the same form, when I open this form, the same form can be opened in multiple views. The same form can be opened in multiple views. That will be, yeah, see, since I'm viewing the default form, this is looking like this. If you want to create a new view, just create new. I'm just giving principal view. I'll just click OK. What I'll do, maybe for the principal view, these parent details, maybe this is not required. Let me just, the student class is required. The fee is also required. Maybe I'll create one more field. First, you need to see here fields, field types. Field types means data type. Field means whatever the field that you have created, that will be there here. For example, if you wanted to create a string field, there you can manually enter. Here you can drag and drop string field, drop it, click on this gear button. I would like to create maybe semester first. Maybe I require student floor details. U underscore student underscore floor detail. Since you are creating custom table, custom fields, always it's suggested to give U underscore and then whatever the label, so whatever the backend name that you wanted to give, you can give it. Okay. I'll just save this. Maybe I would like to create a form section. How I'll create, I can simply click on this plus button. A forms new section will be created. Maybe I want the parent details here in one section. I want fee details in one section. I want student progress report details in one section. Because I'm the principal, I need to get all these details, right? What I'll do, parent details, I'm creating a few other fields: string, parent name, u underscore parent underscore name. That's it. And then I'll create integer field now. You just need to first select the type and then create a field. Drag this integer and just enter in parent mobile number, u underscore parent underscore number. And then this is mandatory. If you wanted to make that field as mandatory, you can do that. Okay. And then maybe I want fee details. So what is the fee? I'll just total fee, u underscore total underscore fee, which is mandatory. I'll create date as data type. I'll just give fee paid date like this, and this u underscore paid underscore date, which is also mandatory. And then not mandatory, I would like to mandatory here. That's okay. Total fee and then a date. Okay. Maybe in the progress report, I'll create string, maybe choice field I'll create. I'll just create student rank, u underscore rank. Maybe this is mandatory. I'll give only 3 ranks. I'm giving rank 1. Value will be automatically typed if you give the label rank 2. That means choice label, choice value, rank 3. And then this is the student rank. And then I would like to know, maybe I'll use different other data type. These are the data types you need to learn. Okay, I'll be giving you one link so that you can learn all the data types. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll maybe I can give the string again, comments by principal, and then u underscore principal underscore comments underscore comments. Save it. Let me just save the form. Okay. What I did so far, I have created one new view called principal view. I have created many form sections, and then I have used data types and then fields, and then I can customize my form. When I go here, now if I go to my view, principal view, now you see these are parent details, fee details, and then progress report details. This is my form. This is my entire form. These are my form sections. This is one form section, second section, third section. How I'm designing? See, if you wanted to create a new section, just click on this plus button. For example, if you wanted to remove any of the field created, you can just simply click on this crash mark. That will be reposited here. Okay, that will not be deleted. That will be available for use in future. Okay. This is how you can use the form design, and then how you can design a form, how you can create a view for a particular form. One form has many views. For example, if you go to your incident table and then open it, any incident. For that particular form, if you go here, the horizontal, this we call a hamburger icon. Okay. Try to remember hamburger, 3 horizontal lines. View, see, for this particular form, how many views are there? If you go to matrix views, some fields are deleted, some fields may be visible. How we are viewing that particular form. One form, different view. See that view also you can see here at the top. If it is the default, you won't find anything. If it is any specific view, that name will be displayed here. This is how you can do this. You can do your form design using form design. Got the idea how you can create a form?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. What you can do tomorrow, we'll be checking other other client side components as part of this. Like see, configure. We have covered only this form design. Tomorrow we'll be seeing form layout, related list, all table, and then we'll be talking about UI policies, client scripts as well. Okay. Once that is done, client side, slowly we'll be going to the APIs. All right. Now your task for today is I want you to create a custom table, application menu, module, and then a form, and then form views, and then data types. You need to learn the data types. How you can learn data types? Just go here, data types in ServiceNow. Product documentation is there. If you go here, each and everything is written here. Okay, you need to learn this. Task 2 is you need to go through this. Okay, now there is one more task. I want you to create a form which is having all the data types in service. That means what? Whatever the data types we have here. Where is that? Here. All these data, for example, audio, choice, collection. For all these data types, I wanted to see these data types on your form. That is your task. I know it will take a lot of time, but I wanted you to. Tomorrow I'll be reviewing your work. Okay. Perfect. Any questions?